Hi, I'm Tom, and in this tutorial I will show you how types and instances work in IFC schema. You may know the type and instance concept from authoring software like Revit, where you also have type, and these types give graphical and data information to elements which are placed in your project. In IFC schema, the concept is similar, where you have got IfcElementType and you have got individual instances which are IFC elements. And to demonstrate how IFC element types work, I will use Bonsai BIM, which is a native IFC modeling software. So here I have a very simple project and I have two column types, type C01 and C02. So I can easily, if I select the C01 column, I can add it into the project, and it's this one. You can see that I've got already 4 of these types of columns, and I could also switch to having the C02 column active, and then I can add that one, and you can see that it's a different shape and it had also got different properties and attributes. So this is the basic concept. Now I will delete these 2 columns that I created and I will show how these 4 work. So if I select this object in my project, I have the information about the type of the element. So I know that it's the C01 type. And if I look at the C0 type column, you can see that it has got these attributes and these properties. It's important to note that most attributes, such as name, description, global ID, or tag, are not inherited from type to element. The exception here in my case would be predefined type, which is inherited by the instance, whereas properties are inherited from type to an element. So you can see here that the attribute of this type is name is C01 and the description is fence column wooden. This is, your typical naming convention for door. You would have door D01 type. So this is the type information attributes. And if I look at the instance, the IFC column, you can see that the attributes are different. I named it 01 because it's the first, then this one would be second, this one would be third, and I also added a independent description of the type. So most attributes are not dependent or not inherited, and if I wanted to know the type of this, the name of the type of this object, I would have to query the IFC column type for the name of the type. But if I look at the properties, I created this manufacturer type information. You can see that I've got the manufacturer, the model label, assembly place, and production year. And let's say if I change the type, so I will select the type and I will change the production year. So I will change it to 1980 and click this checkbox. So it's changed like this. All of these instances have these properties inherited, so all of them will have the information here. You can see it. If I change the property, it changes also on each instance. What is also inherited is the geometry. So if I selected this instance and I went to edit mode, and actually I will select just these and I will change the geometry like so. You can see that all of the instances because I changed the type, then all of the instances are changed too. So the geometry is also inherited from the type to the elements. Now you can have inherited properties like these, but also the instance can have an instance property which only one instance will have. So let's say I will select this instance and I will create a new property set. And let's say I will create property set column common, create this one, and I will set that it's external, that it has got row value of 15, and I created these properties for this instance, and you can see that these other instances don't have these properties, nor does have it the type element, the element type. So this is how you can add properties to instances. Now let me also show you, I can switch the type of this instance and it will inherit the type geometry and the type properties. So I have this, it's column C01, and if I will change it and I change it to column 02 and I click this check, you can see that the geometry is changed according to how the column C02 is, and also the production year and this assembly play has been changed because it has got different property sets, so the inherited properties are changed, but the instance properties remain the same as I previously set them. Now what's important to note is that an IFC element can exist without a type. So if I place a column C01 here and it's placed here, now it has a type, but I can actually release and assign the type. So now this column does not have type, so I will change the name to description. The name will be C03 and the description column without a type. And now this one is completely independent of any type, and you can see that also the property set of the original column has disappeared, so I could create independent property set. So now I have switched to IFC viewer, so you can see how the attributes and properties of types can be exposed in an IFC viewer. In my case it's BIM vision. So here if I show, I've got these columns and these are individual instances. So if I select this column, you can see that the property set is inherited from the type, but when I just look at the instance, I don't see the type name. To know the type name, I would have to look at the column type and I see that it's C02. And this one is without a type, that's the C03 one that I created. And also this one, this corner one, you can see that it has got the attribute corner column, which was atypical. So this is how it may be exposed, how the types may be exposed in an IFC viewer. So this is the basics of a relationship between IfcElementType and IfcElement in the IFC schema, which I think all of the users of IFC should know. I hope this was useful, and I will see you in the next one.